You feel it, don't you? In the quiet moments, you have a good job, the government desk with a pension, or the nurse who scrubs with a steady overtime. You pull in a paycheck you can count on. You do what they tell you. You pay your mortgage. You feed your registered plans. Just like the man at the bank said, RRSPs. You try to scrape together what's left over. But then you look at your bank account. The money is gone. Again, it's like you're bleeding money, but you can't find the cut. A slow drain you can't see, but you can feel it in your gut every single day. You trade your time, your life, hours you can never get back, for money that just vanishes. It flows to you and right back out again. Your bank account is just a bus station for your money on its way to make someone else rich. You are on a treadmill, running faster and faster, and the bank manager has his hand on the speed dial. Let me tell you something. You are not alone. That is not your fault. You are a pawn in a game that was rigged centuries before you were born. And if that makes your blood boil, good. That fire in your gut is the first sign you know you were meant for more. That feeling, that whisper that says there has to be a better way, it's right. I know because I felt it too. The day I found out I've been lied to, it was a Tuesday. I sat in a padded chair across from my bank advisor, a nice man. He pulled up my file. "You're doing great," he said with a smile. RRSP, savings, all the right things. I asked for a loan to invest in a business opportunity that crossed my path. Then he said the words that lit the fuse. "Of course, we can't count on any of this," he said, waving his hand at the screen showing me my money. "You can't touch it unless you want to be penalized for it. But the bank will be happy to lend you a loan at 6%, he said. The world stopped. I had saved thousands of dollars of my own hard-earned money sitting in his bank, and he was telling me I wasn't allowed to use it unless I'm penalized for it. But he would gladly rent me other people's money and charge me for it. In that instant, I saw the truth. My savings account was not my asset. It was the bank's asset. My money was working day and night to make the bank rich. I was just a line on a spreadsheet. I was giving them the fuel they needed to build their empire. My job was to save. Their job was to get rich off of my savings. I wasn't building wealth. I was just a stop on the money highway until I found the work of a man named R. Nelson Nash. And his work led me to a single thought that shattered the entire game. What if your money never had to leave? What if you could build your own private reserve, a place where you control the flow, where your money is guaranteed to grow on a contractual basis, tax-free, every day, even while you're using it? This isn't a dream. This is how the rich have operated for the past 200 years. We call it the infinite banking concept. It's a machine designed for one thing: to make the money in your life flow to you, not away from you. It's how you stop being their customer and become the banker in your life. So how does this machine work for real people right here in Canada? Let me show you. A couple came to me in February 2024. They had a feeling that they were trapped. They were doing 5 steps ahead and 10 steps behind. They were heavily in debts, a lot of money going out monthly. But their real money they had saved up was in RRSPs and RESPs. They were a prison of their own savings. We set up their own private reserve system, which is especially designed participating whole life insurance. And in just 6 months, they used their own system to wipe out $18,000 in credit card debt that was bleeding them dry. They plugged the leak. But here's the secret, here's the magic. While they were paying off their debt using their money they borrowed from their policies, their system, their money inside those policies, their equity, it never stopped growing. They didn't have to work harder to even get there. How is that possible? It's because the system has a core feature no bank on earth will ever offer you. We call it uninterrupted compounding. This is the engine of the entire system. It is the single biggest difference between their way of banking and your new way of banking. Think of it like this. When you need money from a bank, you have to go back for it. When you need money from your registered savings, RRSPs, you literally have to go butcher it, pay penalties and taxes, and kill its growth forever. With your private reserve, your money is like a mighty oak tree. When you need cash, the system gives you an advance using the tree as a collateral. But your tree, your core asset, is never touched. It stays rooted. It keeps growing, even while you are using the money you got somewhere else. This machine works even when you can't. A client of mine, a personal support worker outside of Quebec, started her policy. Then life hits. She stopped paying her loans back. A year later, she was laid off. Stressed, she remembered her private reserve that we built together. She pulled it up. Even though she hadn't paid $1 back into it, her cash value had still grown by nearly $6,000. The machine kept working for her. A 68-year-old grandfather looked me in the eye after setting up policies for his grandkids and himself. He had tears in his eyes, and all he said was, "I just wish I found you 20 years ago." So the question is not, does this work? You've seen the proof. Real people, real numbers, real results. The only question you need to ask yourself is, how do I build this system for my family? You've seen the problem. You've seen the proof. You now know a different path exists. So you're asking, what's the next step? And what's the catch? Let's be very clear. This is where we burn the old rule book. I am not here to sell you anything. In fact, I like to call myself the buyer in this transaction. My job is to find the right people. To do this, we give you two things. First, this book, Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. And this is the map. Second, the tool, a specially designed whole life insurance policy. It's a high performance vehicle we use to build your private reserve. That's it. A map and a tool. So what about the coaching, the strategy? My time, we call them clarity sessions. You get as many as you need for life. Let me say that again. For as long as you are our client, my calendar is open to you. We are here to serve you forever. So what does this lifelong guidance cost? Zero. You will never pay me or my team a single dollar for our time. I only win when you win. Our only guarantee is this: clarity. The confusion, the anxiety, the feeling of sinking, we replace it with the unshakable confidence of someone who is in complete control. Now, before you click the button, you need to understand two things. First, when I say lifelong partnership, I mean it. Because of that, we must be small. We are not a factory. We are a workshop. We can only bring a handful of new families into our circle each month. So you have a choice to make. Close this window and the slow bleed continues. The treadmill keeps spinning. Nothing changes. Or you can decide you are done. If you are finished being a customer, if you are ready to stop bleeding money, if you are ready to declare yourself your own banker in your own life, then it is time to act. Your next step is simple. Click the button below and fill out the short application. It is not a sales form, it is a declaration that you are ready for clarity. Let's begin.